Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. We are going to be talking about Samurai 8, Chapter 8. And it was a pretty good chapter overall. I enjoyed it. We start off with the evil samurai and evil princess, I guess. And they're just like kind of chit-chatting, and we get some names. So the evil samurai is named Ata, and the evil princess is named Niri. And they're pretty freaking edgy. So it seems like they're after Hachimaru, which is pretty stereotypical for a shonen series in general. So they're after him. He's the 8th child, and Ata just basically takes off. He's on his way to Hachimaru. Meanwhile, Hachimaru continues to be super obnoxious. He's basically just like kind of talking at Ann and not letting her finish her sentences. It's really kind of obnoxious. I'm starting to kind of not like him. And it seems like he's rubbing Ann the wrong way too, because she completely ignores him and just like gives him the cold shoulder, which is well within her right, because honestly at this point I'm on her side. I honestly hope that this is something that he grows out of, because like at first he was like this kid that just wanted to like be free. He was attached to this like giant machine, and he just wanted some kind of freedom, some kind of control over his life. And now that he has it, he's just acting like a douche, and just like he's blowing off Daruma. He's acting obnoxious to Ann. It's just kind of annoying. So hopefully he grows out of it real quick. So after everything kind of settles and they kind of say, hey, none of us are enemies, we're just here to talk, Hagamichi proposes that Hachimaru comes with them because that way he'll get some proper training. And then he realizes that Daruma is Daruma, the master of the Kongo Yasha style, which he apparently had as for, I guess technically, so Daruma is not in his original body or robot body or whatever, so how could he recognize him? But it takes Daruma taking out his like head key thing to show to Hagamichi, and Hagamichi completely flips the script and is completely different from how he's been acting. And I actually kind of like that. There's a weird duality to it where it's like he's got a super serious side where he's kind of just like really responsible and he's doing what he's got to do and he's real stone cold. And then he realizes that Daruma is who he is, and he completely acts all silly, and he's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and he's on his like face, and he's just like apologizing and all that stuff. So it's kind of funny. I like that. Also, I just really like Hagamichi a lot. Meanwhile, we jump to Hachimaru's dad, who is basically getting his alarm for like Hachimaru's drip feed is going off, but now Hachimaru doesn't need it. And so clearly there's going to be some backstory on his dad. I feel like either he once was a samurai, or there's like some kind of stuff going on there, that maybe there's some bad blood between him and samurai, or Bushi in general, and the organization, I guess. But he's basically bumming out now because it's like Hachimaru's like able to do stuff without him. Maybe he feels useless now because he's not able to be there for Hachimaru anymore. So I kind of feel bad for him in a sense. So I definitely think there's going to have to be like a heart-to-heart between Hachimaru and his dad before Hachimaru goes off on some grand adventure. Or maybe they come back to it. Either way, I have a feeling that they're going to have to like really like settle things with each other, because I kind of feel bad for Hachimaru's dad. Because not only does he have to deal with Hachimaru because he's annoying, but also in general, his son is like kind of now free, and that's kind of a sad, like he's happy that his son is able to move around and do stuff and be generally healthy now, but at the same time, you know, it's one of those things. Back at Daruma's hideout, Hagamichi and Ann end up sticking around for a while, despite Hachimaru not going with them, and they're just like, hey, well, we might as well stick around here. We'll see how things are going and all that. And as kind of effort to, I guess, an olive branch in a sense, Ann offers to cook, because Princess Un was like, hey, listen, you don't have to really like him, but like, kind of like, just be nice to him. Ann is technically his princess, so it's like, hey, if they're going to work together, they gotta at least act nice to each other. And in all of this, Hachimaru gets another lesson that I'm sure he will not listen to entirely. He gets it, I guess, but whatever. And it's basically, don't judge a book by its cover. Ann makes some kind of like, not super appetizing food, but then it ends up being delicious, and it's a whole lesson for him in the end. At least sort of. Also, we see in this, like, even just a little bit of interactions with Hachimaru, it seems like Ann is maybe, like, starting to warm up to him. Although I would say it's still too early, honey. Give it a little more time before you start warming up to him. Because unless he starts acting a little bit more, like, again, he's a kid. He's able to act like an idiot or whatever. Naruto was not always super annoying. But, at the same time, he's kind of being, like, overly rude. So, like, kind of give it some air to breathe. Hachimaru, after they eat, ends up going back to work on his training, and he ends up making a sword that is straight, technically, but it's all kind of rigidy and, like, broken looking. He basically just starts whacking it against the side of the, like, the mountain, like, stone temple thing, and ends up cutting into it. Meanwhile, you have Daruma, who's kind of laying on some more, like, truths and, like, some good words here and there, and he ends up needing to shout, "Slow down," to Hachimaru, because, listen, things don't have to go super fast. You'll maybe learn a little bit more if you take things a little slower and a little more calm. And that's actually a really good scene that's juxtaposed to Atta on his way to Hachimaru, because Atta, on his way, cuts open a meteorite, or I guess asteroid, and he's like going through an asteroid field, and as he's going, he's like, listen, I might as well just get there as fast as possible, no reason going slow. So there's definitely going to be that kind of like, oh, you either do it the right way and maybe a little slower, or you do it the wrong way and a little bit faster, and you might get strong in both ways, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do things, and there's definitely going to be some of that going on with this whole thing. And honestly, I could see it being the kind of thing where Atta shows up and kind of proposes the wrong way or whatever to Hachimaru, and him almost taking that way and dropping Daruma, just so he can get stronger and whatever and go on adventures. But in the end, obviously, he'll stick with Daruma. But I definitely can see that being a little, like, thing beyond him just being attacked by this Atta guy. Overall, I enjoyed this chapter a lot. Again, Hachimaru is, like, really the low point in this like, last couple of chapters. But I have been enjoying this overall, and I like Ann, I like Hagamichi, I like Daruma, and I actually like Atta and Neri as, like, the new bad guys. New bad guys because they're the only bad guys. But I do like where things are headed in this direction. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about this chapter. Let me know what you guys thought down below in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to see more from me, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell. That way you'll get all the notifications when I upload. I will see you guys in another video, hopefully. See ya later.